back to our channel. Everyone, today is a fantastic Friday, and the sun is shining, but honestly, the only thing providing heat right now is the absolutely scorching tea we are about to spill. Grab your favorite snack, get comfortable, and prepare yourselves because the drama we are unpacking today is going to leave you completely speechless. Let us dive right in. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now. Okay, but listen, you know how we have all been watching the absolute chaos going down in Genoa City lately, right? Like, between the kidnappings and the corporate takeovers and the fake DNA tests, my brain is already fried. But I just saw something that actually made me drop my phone on my face while I was laying in bed. I am not exaggerating, I am physically unwell over this. The writers of The Young and the Restless have completely lost their minds. They are unhinged, and I am honestly here for it. We need to talk about Kyle Abbott and Victor Newman. Yes, you heard me correctly, Kyle and Victoria. I am hyperventilating just thinking about it. The audacity. The absolute audacity of the show to even go there. I am dead. I am literally deceased. Oh wait, before that happened, actually, let me back up because I keep remembering things out of order. So, Claire Newman, sweet, traumatized, finally getting her life together Claire. We all know she was kind of tangled up with Kyle for a minute, and it was cute or whatever, but recently she made it very, very clear to Holden Novak that she is completely over Kyle. She is done. She has moved on, which, good for her, honestly, because Kyle is a mess and a half right now. And don't even get me started on Holden, because that whole situation with him finding out Malcolm Winters is his biological dad and Stephanie Simmons lying to him for decades is insane, by the way. Like, that is a whole other level of trauma. But anyway, Claire is over Kyle. She told Holden she is moving forward, and we all thought, okay, great, that chapter is closed. Kyle is going to go brood in the Abbott mansion, and Claire is going to live her best life. Wrong. So wrong. I forgot to mention earlier, everyone was totally convinced that Victoria was going to reunite with Nate Hastings. Like, they were planting all these little seeds, and there was this friendly vibe between them recently that made us all think, okay, the writers are pivoting back to Victoria and Nate. Which makes sense. Nate is gorgeous, Victoria is powerful, they have history. I was fully prepared for a Nate and Victoria reboot. I was eating dinner the other night watching them interact and I was like, yeah, this is definitely happening. But no, the show completely changed its mind. They literally swerved us so hard I have whiplash. They threw the Victoria and Nate reunion in the trash and said, you know what would be wild? What if we pair Victoria up with the guy who used to date her daughter? I can't breathe. I actually cannot breathe. Okay, where was I? Right. So the clues. We should have seen this coming. We really should have. Think back to New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve 2026. I was sitting on my couch, eating leftover holiday cookies, and I literally choked when they showed Kyle and Victoria ringing in the new year together. It was so subtle, also so loud. They were standing there, clinking their glasses, and the chemistry was weirdly palpable. Like, I remember texting my friend immediately and being like, wait, are Kyle and Victoria giving off a vibe right now, or am I just sleep deprived? And she was like, no, they are definitely giving off a vibe. But I brushed it off because I thought, there is no way. There is literally no way they would cross that line. She is Victor Newman's daughter, he is Jack Abbott's son, and oh yeah, he dated her daughter, but the signs were there, people. Mark my words, the writers have been plotting this for months, and we were all just blind to see the absolute train wreck heading our way. And let's just talk about all the scenes they have had together recently. It is always the same thing. Kyle storms into her orbit, all puffed up and arrogant, and starts criticizing her because she refuses to stand up to Victor Newman. He is always getting up in her face, yelling about how Victor is a monster and how Victoria is just a pawn, and she just stares back at him with that icy CEO glare. It is the classic enemies to lovers trope. They are constantly bickering. They are always in each other's personal space. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. I am yelling at my screen every time they have a scene because it is so obvious now. They hate each other, but they are also completely obsessed with each other. Why would he do that? Why would he keep seeking her out just to yell at her? Because he is attracted to her. It is so unhinged. Okay, but here is the absolute craziest part. The leak. The leak. My jaw dropped. So you know how soap fans are basically FBI agents, right? Nothing gets past us. Well, a behind-the-scenes photo leaked online. It was a picture of a wardrobe post-it note. You know, the little tags they put on the costumes to keep track of what the actors are wearing in which scenes, where the scene takes place, and what is happening in the scene. Someone zoomed in on Victoria's wardrobe tag, and it literally said, in plain English, almost a kiss with Kyle. I am screaming. I am running laps around my house, almost a kiss with Kyle. The visual evidence is right there. They cannot hide from us. This is not a drill. Let us just unpack that for a second. Almost a kiss. What does that even mean in soap language? It means they are probably in the middle of one of their intense, screaming arguments about Victor and Jack. The adrenaline is pumping. Kyle is looking at her with those intense eyes. Victoria is breathing heavily, and suddenly the screaming stops. The room goes quiet. They are standing inches apart, staring at each other's lips, and they lean in. And then, of course, because it is an almost kiss, someone is going to interrupt them. Probably Audra or Nate, or maybe even Victor himself walking through the door. I would actually die if Victor walked in on them almost kissing. But the point is, the physical boundary is being crossed. It is no longer just subtext. It is text. They want each other, and it is going to happen. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, we have to talk about Claire. Poor, sweet Claire. How is she going to react to this? I mean, she told Holden she was over Kyle, but there is a massive difference between being over your ex and finding out your ex is swapping spit with your mother. That is not okay. That is so far beyond not okay. Claire just got rescued from the Aunt Jordan trauma. She is finally bonding with Victoria. They are building this beautiful mother-daughter relationship. And now Victoria is going to potentially sleep with Kyle. She needs to get it together, I swear. If I were Claire, I would pack my bags and move back to Oregon or wherever she came from. The psychological damage this is going to inflict on that poor girl is immeasurable. I am calling it now. This is going to end badly. Claire is going to spiral, and I do not blame her one bit. And don't even get me started on the Victor Newman of it all. Victor is going to have a literal aneurysm. He despises the Abbotts. He has spent his entire life trying to destroy Jack Abbott. He literally just orchestrated this insane kidnapping plot where he drugged Jack and trapped him on a yacht with crazy Patty Williams. The blood feud is at an all-time high. And now his golden child, his beloved daughter Victoria, is making out with Jack's golden boy son. Victor will burn Genoa City to the ground. He will actually launch a nuclear strike on the Abbott mansion. Imagine Victor finding out. He will be screaming about that Abbott boy and throwing whiskey glasses against the wall. It is going to be cinematic gold. I cannot wait to watch Victor's mustache twitch in pure, unadulterated rage. And what about Jack and Diane? Jack is already losing his mind because Diane has been missing for 2 days. Her bed at the GCAC hasn't been slept in, and he thinks Patty Williams kidnapped her or murdered her. He is in full panic mode. Imagine Kyle walking into the middle of this massive family crisis and being like, "Hey Dad, I know Mom is missing, and you're forming a secret alliance with Phyllis to hunt down Matt Clark. But guess what? I'm hooking up with Victor Newman." Jack would have a heart attack. And Diane. If Diane is actually just hiding out to punish Jack, and she finds out her precious son is sleeping with Victor's daughter, she will come out of hiding just to slap Kyle across the face. The family dynamics are so messy, and I am eating up every single crumb. Seriously, the power dynamic between Kyle and Victoria is just wild. Victoria is this season ruthless corporate titan who has run Newman Enterprises and Chancellor and basically ruled the business world. Kyle, this arrogant, entitled Abbott heir who always thinks he is the smartest guy in the room even when he is making terrible decisions. Putting them together is like mixing gasoline and fire. They are going to destroy each other, but it is going to be so entertaining to watch. I actually kind of ship it. Is that wrong? Am I sick for shipping it? I don't even care. The chemistry is there, the forbidden fruit aspect is off the charts, and the sheer amount of collateral damage they will cause is exactly why I watch soap operas. It is iconic, truly iconic. Okay, let me circle back to the wardrobe leak, because my mind keeps going back to it. The fact that the production team let that slip is hilarious. They try so hard to keep these storylines under wraps, but they underestimate the dedication of the fans. We see everything. When I saw that picture, I had to pause and text my friend immediately. I was like, are you seeing this right now? And she was just as shocked as I was. We spent 2 hours on the phone just theorizing how it's going to happen. Is it going to be at the GCC? Is it going to be in Victoria's office after hours? Is Kyle going to show up at her house in the pouring rain? I need details. The anticipation is literally killing me. I need this episode to air yesterday. I am making a prediction right now. Mark my words. This almost kiss is just the appetizer. There is absolutely no way they stop there. You don't build up this much tension, have them bickering for months, drop hints on New Year's Eve, and then just let it fizzle out with an almost kiss. No, they are going to sleep together. They are going to end up in a suite at the GCAC, tearing each other's clothes off while arguing about their fathers, and it is going to be a massive secret. They are going to try to hide it from Claire, from Victor, from Jack, but secrets never stay buried in Genoa City. Someone is going to catch them. Probably Audra, because she is always lurking in the shadows and listening at doors. And when the truth comes out, the explosion is going to be legendary. I am so ready for the chaos. I am entirely invested. The young and the restless is feeding us so well right now, and I am seated for the entire meal. Okay, I need to go calm down and drink some water because my heart rate is way too high.